Hello there, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you had pleasant holidays and an awesome new year so far. You might or might not have noticed that I wasn't uploading any videos lately, roughly from November. It's my fault, not yours. Don't even blame yourself. It's because I didn't really have much time between family and my finals, and I forgot to record some stuff for rainy days like this. That's gonna change though. I want to keep a steady flow of content because that's how it should be done. I'm gonna continue some existing series, start some new ones of course, and as I heard, incredible games are coming out in 2015, so it's gonna be an awesome year. Starting with the game from which you are watching a video right now, called Evolve, an asymmetric tactical PvP. You can define it as shooter or first person because that depends on who you are controlling. In Evolve you can play one of 4 hunters who are sent to hunt down a savage monster that has been decimating the human settlements on a distant planet. Or, and here's the twist, you can control the monster itself. There are different hunters and different monsters with a wide array of tools at their disposal, so you can easily find the character that suits you best. Moving on with the list, we have Grey Goo, which might not be the best name for a game like this, but from what I've heard is pretty solid. It's an RTS game where you can choose from 3 factions to play, from which one is the Goo, hence the name. I'm not a big RTS fan, but this might worth a try. It has some mechanics which I haven't seen in RTS games lately, so we are definitely going to check it out. Then there's Dead Island 2. It's very similar to Dead Island. The only thing I've heard should be different is maybe the combat system. You receive and inflict more damage basically, which I absolutely support. It makes the game more realistic, and you know me, I'm all about realism. Although a zombie apocalypse game might not be the best example of realistic. Anyways, I really hope the new developer also brings some new ideas. Let's be honest here, Dead Island was an awesome concept with poor execution. Well, compared to what it could have been, it was still a pretty fun game, but everyone expected more, and the faults of the game were pretty obvious. Next, we have Dying Light, also a zombie game. It is coming out in a couple of days, I think. It's basically a hybrid between Assassin's Creed and Dead Island. So basically, strongly story-driven parkour zombie killing game, as I see it at least. You'll have human enemies, of course, just like in Dead Island. I bet they will shoot at you. You know, if you've seen the trailer, that's already a human versus human. It probably will have a crafting system, and there's the Be the Zombie mode as well, which is a player versus player, just like in Evolve, a monster against hunters, I guess. We'll see about that. Next we have Smite, a 5 vs 5 MOBA type game or multiplayer online battle arena. These are highly competitive player versus player games, including strategical, tactical and action elements as well, featuring multiple player where heroes, champions or gods, depending on the game, who have different skill sets and attributes. In most games like this, you also have highly customizable itemization to specialize your character to a certain role. The characters are already made in a certain way, which they are kind of specialized, but itemization can change that in case of some gods. I don't want to get into specifics right now really, but Smite has all this sweet stuff. It also has third-person view, and is the first MOBA I've ever seen with WASD controls, which is why I got into it, and not other MOBAs. That might sound silly, but I just don't like the infinite clicking, which is basically every other MOBA out there. Same reason I'm usually not playing RTS games, but still I have hopes for Grey Goo. It looks pretty awesome. Smite is free to play. To unlock gods you can either get favor by playing the game. Favor is kind of an in-game currency, not buyable by real money. Although Smite has like microtransactions, you can buy gems for real money and you can spend it on stuff. Anyways, you can buy the ultimate god pack for about $30, 25 euros, something like that, and that's the only mechanical part of the game. I mean, mechanical as in not voice packs or skins that you can buy for money, which is pretty awesome. And they have like 60 gods right now, and they're still making one like every month, I think. And Smite came out of beta only a year ago, and in the championship about 2 weeks ago, or maybe 3 now, there was a $2.6 million prize pool, from which first place got 1.3 million. You just gotta play a game with these stats, you know. Getting pro has its benefits. There's a serious rework going on now. I'll probably wait until they finish with that. Should be a week or 2, I hope at least. The patches are constant, but right now they are working to release a new map and a lot of items are getting changed, so I think I just wait until they get those done. Speaking of MOBAs, I should mention Dead Island Epidemic, which is a hybrid between Smite and other MOBAs. What I mean by that it has the WASD controls combined with the top-down view. In the PvP game mode, 3 teams are competing for supplies. Each team consists of 4 players. The game's itemization is also different from what I've seen in other games, because all characters can use any kind of weapon, but as in other MOBAs, abilities play the biggest role, so you probably don't... there's a certain meta, basically, the way how you should build your character and give him or her items to be the most effective. Yeah, as I said, the interesting thing about this game that this is 3 teams against each other, compared to most games where 2 teams are competing. So it's pretty interesting, you know, you kind of have to build your strategy on that, and I'm just looking forward to, you know, just seeing like semi-pro games or advanced games. Might be worth getting into. Then there's Overwatch, which might seem a lot, and I mean a lot, like Team Fortress 2. I mean, if you look at the game right now, you'd probably see characters that are almost exactly like the engineer, the medic, the heavy or the sniper. And on top of that, the confirmed game modes at this point are point capture, also known as domination. In like Unreal Tournament it was domination, and there's payload, also known as score the bomb while everything is exploding around you. But, and it's a huge smelly but, in Overwatch characters can't and don't change their equipment, meaning if you see a certain hero for the 10th time, you can be that certain that he has the same weapons and abilities he had in the previous 9 encounters. This means that instead of getting new weapons and items, we'll probably get more characters over time. Because of this, people call this game Team Fortress 2 ripoff or a MOBA, but I think it is neither really. Overwatch has similar features to both, but at the end of the day it's just a class-based shooter focusing on teamwork. And the last, but certainly not least, we have The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. It's coming out in May. Lately you can't swing a dead cat without hitting a Skyrim fan, so I just say that Witcher and Witcher 2 were among the best RPG games of their time. And in my opinion, the latter is still the best. It has deep, engaging story, super realistic characters, difficult decisions with serious consequences, well-balanced, semi-open world, and The Witcher 3 will probably offer much more. I mean, the stories of The Witcher and that whole kind of universe is just amazing in my opinion. It's by far the best I've ever seen in any games, or maybe even books, although I'm not really a book guy. So I can hardly wait to finally get my hands on this game. Well, that concludes my first video of 2012, I mean 2015. Whoa, yeah, it's 2015 already, oh my god. If there's a game coming out I missed, just tell me about it. Other than that, I'll see you in my next game.
Unstoppable!